Integrated territorial investment of emblematic environmental and cultural routes of Crete. Introduction. The integrated territorial investment of emblematic environmental and cultural routes of Crete is territorially focusing on mountainous areas populated by 63,000 inhabitants. This will be implemented in the framework of the 2021 to 2027 programming period, with a gross budget of €60 million, having the following mix of funding. 1. European Regional Development Fund, ERDF, €25 million. 2. Just Transition Fund, JTF, €3.7 million. 3. Other types of funds, €31,300,000. Its policy objectives are the following, according to the EU funding framework: a greener, low-carbon transitioning towards a net-zero carbon economy, a more social and inclusive Europe, Europe closer to citizens by fostering the sustainable and integrated development of all types of territories. This integrated territorial investment, preceded by the Strategy for the Integrated Territorial Investment, ITI, of UNESCO Natural World Heritage of Crete, in the 2014 to 2020 programming period. The former ITI provided invaluable lessons for the new one. Territorial focus. The intervention area of the integrated territorial investment, emblematic environmental and cultural routes of Crete, spatially extends across the entire region of Crete and includes interventions in all 4 regional units within the geographical and administrative boundaries of areas that a. are inscribed on the UNESCO's Man and the Biosphere Programme list and the Global Geoparks list, forming the emblematic environmental routes, and b. are inscribed on the UNESCO World Heritage List, forming the emblematic cultural routes, an extensive settlement network of 181 municipal communities, predominantly of small population size and low population density, with significant spatial dispersion in 18 municipalities, shapes the area. Almost all settlements are developed in the inland and mountainous, semi-mountainous areas of the region of Crete, where beyond the increased infrastructure needs due to the significant spatial dispersion of the population, there is a need to protect and highlight the natural and cultural capital and to strengthen the local economy. Timeline. Consultation of the Integrated Territorial Investment Strategy. The consultation was developed on 2 levels, in 2023 to 2024. Firstly, face-to-face meetings, contacts and discussions were held with local government bodies, central and local cultural authorities, Ministry of Culture, archaeological efforates, cultural associations, development bodies, associations, entrepreneurs and citizens. More than 600 members of local authorities and cultural associations, as well as other stakeholders, had been informed about the consultation, and 185 of them participated then to the meetings. Secondly, an online consultation was conducted with the possibility of completing a special questionnaire via Google Forms. More than 50 questionnaires were completed, while other participants sent proposals without the questionnaire or commented on the website of the consultation. Submission of the strategy. The General Directorate of Development Planning of the region of Crete, as the spatial authority, was responsible for preparing and drafting the Integrated Territorial Investment Strategy and Action Plan for the emblematic environmental and cultural routes of Crete. The strategy was submitted to the Managing Authority in July 2024. Evaluation and approval. In autumn 2024, the Managing Authority of Crete Programme evaluated the strategy. This period included correspondence for corrections and additions to ensure the strategy meets all necessary criteria. The strategy was approved in November 2024, and the evaluation will be followed by any necessary revisions. Implementation of the strategy. From December 2024, the Managing Authority specialized and issued calls for actions as part of the strategy's implementation phase. The strategy resulted in a mixed system of proposals for implementation, actions projects, and groups of actions. The Spatial Authority participates in the evaluation of the projects, ensuring their compatibility with the strategy. This approach ensures consistency and clear responsibility for issuing and evaluating calls, aligning with the overall strategic objectives. Monitoring the implementation. An action plan developed alongside the strategy is the basis for effective monitoring and implementation, informed by progress reports to systematize actions accelerate project maturity, identify risks, and ensure successful execution. The Spatial Authority is responsible to coordinate all involved authorities and stakeholders so that the strategy's effectiveness, efficiency, and impact meet the goals set collectively. Moreover, a specialized consultant supports the Spatial Authority to manage daily cooperation, meetings, documentation, stakeholder communication, and progress reporting. Strategy description. Overall vision and objectives. The integrated territorial investment of emblematic environmental and cultural routes of Crete seeks to create the conditions and prerequisites for synergy and sustainable development amongst the UNESCO sites of Crete. The strategy inextricably links the concept and value of UNESCO with the image of Crete, the tourist experience, smart specialization, sustainable development, responsible tourism, climatic change resilience, as well as the importance of environment, culture, science, education, communication, and information, and the relationship with both locals and visitors. The impact on the local community and economy should be visible and measurable. Therefore, the vision of the integrated territorial investment is captured in the phrase Crete of Nature, Man and Culture, with the UNESCO seal of approval. Hence, the strategy is shaped around a common and coherent element, UNESCO, which also serves as a means of cohesion and networking, reflects on the knowledge gained from the design and implementation of the previous integrated spatial investment of the 2014 to 2020 programming period, is organized around attraction poles and sites that, as local assemblages support tourism and other experiences, seeks the conversation and interoperability between monuments and spatial data within which the routes are linked and collaborate, and takes into account the planning of the actors that play a key role in obtaining and maintaining the UNESCO labeling. Challenges. Challenge 1. How can we enhance the capacity of local authorities and stakeholders to effectively implement and manage the integrated territorial development strategy and share a common vision? The capacity of local authorities in our intervention area is notably low. Public services, especially municipalities in these areas, have been decimated by the personnel cuts following the severe crisis in Greece since 2011 and have not recovered. Moreover, local stakeholders cannot envision a common vision for the area. They focus more on the proposed projects and actions rather than creating a shared vision. What has been done? Initial steps have been taken to identify and involve relevant stakeholders through meetings and consultations. Technical assistance measures are incorporated in the strategy to support these municipalities and stakeholders. Challenge 2. How can we strengthen the relationships between urban and rural/mountainous areas, considering they are not contiguous territories? The strategy focuses mainly on mountainous areas. The current design does not consider the relationship with urban centers, but instead emphasizes strengthening the identity and recognizing the value of the intervention area. The key point is fostering connections within the individual regions of the intervention zone and promoting their outward-looking aspects. Enhancing rural-urban linkages is crucial for ensuring balanced development and maximizing the potential of both rural and urban areas. Furthermore, the intervention area is not a single cohesive region with homogeneous characteristics. Instead, it comprises areas spread across different parts of the island of Crete, as illustrated on the map. This is a thematic strategy focusing on the UNESCO brand, which reflects the core identity of the island. What has been done? Efforts have been made to identify key stakeholders and involve them in the planning process through consultations and meetings. The strategy highlights the need to improve infrastructure, services, and economic opportunities within the intervention area to boost its appeal and functionality. Challenge 3. How can we maintain stakeholder engagement in the monitoring and evaluation phase of the strategy? From the initial design phase, stakeholders and participants in the region were primarily interested in the specific actions and projects being planned, rather than the overall vision for the area. This made it challenging for them to perceive or envision the long-term goals of the strategy. Mobilizing and engaging citizens and communities in the ongoing monitoring and evaluation phase is crucial for the successful implementation and sustainability of the strategy. What has been done? Initial efforts included stakeholder consultations and involvement in the design phase, establishing objectives and defining indicators. Conclusion. Overall, the emblematic character of the intervention area highlighted Crete on the world map, as these prominent sites were registered in UNESCO's lists. Moreover, the nomination process to UNESCO laid the foundations for an integrated development approach. Ultimately, the use of the UNESCO brand as a means of networking and promoting resources, as well as ensuring coherence of sites and areas, represents an excellent opportunity to define Crete's environmental, cultural, and tourism identity.